Hello, dear students. Myself, Gaganpreet Kaur. Hope you all are well. Today, in this subject, that is FMM, Financial Market Management, we are going to study about IPO. As in the earlier video, we studied about IPO and who decides the price of an issue. This is the second chapter of your book. With this second chapter, who decides the price, we studied that merchant banker with company decides the price of an issue. And in this, we also studied about there are two types of issue. That is, one is at the fixed price and other one is at the buy through the book building process. So as in the earlier video, we studied about what is book building process. So now continuing with the next topic, that what does price discovery through book building process mean? As in the earlier video, we have cleared about what is a book building process. So now continuing with the topic 2.4.2, that what does price discovery through book building process mean? As we all know, book building is basically a process which is used in initial public offers, that is an IPO, for efficient price discovery. In book building process, when the IPO is open, investors like shareholders who want to invest, we can say the investors have to bid at various prices which are above or equal to the floor price. For example, the floor price is rupees 100 and the investor will start bidding at rupees 100, that is from rupees 100 or above, means he can bid 101, 102, 105 as per his wish. But he will start it from 100. He will have to bid from 100. After the bid is closed, the offer price is determined depending upon the bids. Those investors whose bid is equal to or more than the offer price, they will be issued shares. Let's understand this price discovery from an example. Investors started the bid at rupees 100, right? And the highest bid was rupees 120. Supposingly, investors started the bid at rupees 100 and the highest bid by few of the investors was at rupees 120. Now when the bid is closed, the offer price decided by the company is supposingly 110. Bid started at rupees 100. The highest bid was 120. The company decided the price, that is offer price for issue of shares, it was rupees 110. So those investors who have bid less than rupees 110 are rejected, because obviously company decided the price, that is also known as a cut-off price or offer price, at rupees 110. So the investors whose bid was less than rupees 110 will be rejected, and those whose bid was above 110, all those will be selected. So this 110 rupee which was decided by the company, this is also known as cut-off price. This cut-off price will come in the next topic also. So I am clearing it here in this topic, because how the price is discovered, this is discovered through the cut-off price. So you all must know what is the meaning of cut-off price. So it is a mechanism, that is price discovery. It is a mechanism where during the period for which the IPO is open, bids are collected from the investors at various prices As in the example I have given that few investors can bid 101, 102, 104, 110, 115, 100, 120. As in the example, the highest bid was 120, 120, right? So investors can bid during the period till the IPO is open. So which are above or equal to the floor price, right? What was the floor price? Rupees 100. The minimum price from where the bid is to be start, right? So the everyone has to bid above or equal to the floor price. So what is the offer price? The offer price is determined after the bid closing date. As in the example, the offer price was 110 because the bid started at rupees 100. The highest bid was 120, but the company decided the offer price at rupees 110. So what was the offer price? Rupees 110, which means the applications from the investors below 110 will be rejected, and the applications received, the bids received for the IPO above 110 will be selected, and 110 will be regarded as cutoff price. The next topic is, what is the main difference between offer of shares through book building and offer of shares through normal public issue? There are two types of issue as I discussed. One is normal public issue. The second one is book building process, right? So first is the price. Price at which securities will be allotted is not known in case of offer of shares through book building process, while in case of offer of shares through normal public issue, the price is known in advance. Let's understand this. Price. In case of book building process, the security is not known in advance. It is only after the bidding is closed, the offer price is decided. As in the example today, in the book building process, that was an example of book building process. The offer price was rupees 110, right? So when it was decided, when the bidding was closed, so the price was not known before the issue of the shares. So in case of book building process, the price of the security is not known in advance. It is only after the bidding is closed, the offer price is decided. But on the other hand, in case of normal public issue, the price is known in advance to the issuer. For example, the issuer decides that he wants to issue the security, he wants to issue his its shares at the rate rupees 110. It was decided in advance. It was not through book building process. The bids were not invited. The price was known in advance to the company. So if anybody wish to take the shares at their rate rupees 110, can apply to the company. The second difference is here in this, that is difference between book building and normal public issue. That is the demand. I can say that the second difference in between these two type of public issues is the demand. In case of book building process, the demand can be known every day, as online bidding is done by the investors and it is shown on the real time servers, because there are few days given for bidding process, and each and every day the investors who bid for the IPO, these all the bids are shown on the real time servers. So every day company gets to know what is the demand, that how many investors are bidding for their IPO. So in book building process, demand can be known every day as the book is being built. But in case of public issue, demand is known only at the close of the issue. Only at the closure of the issue. The next topic is, what is cutoff price? As in the early example that I have given, as in the example it was rupees 110 was the cutoff price. Like in case of book building issue, the cutoff price is decided by the issuer. So let's see, in a book building issue, the issuer is required to indicate either the price band or a floor price in the prospectus. The actual discovered issue price can be any price in the price band or any price above the floor price. This is issue price is called cutoff price. Here the price band means, like supposingly the floor price we all know. In the example, the floor price was rupees 100, and what was the price band? That was from 100 to 120. Anyone can bid. And what was the cutoff price? The cutoff price was rupees 110. That is also known as the offer price. Next topic here is, what is the floor price in case of book building? Floor price, as we all know, it is the minimum price at which bids can be made. Like again, I am taking the same example. In the example, we started that investor must start bidding from at least rupees 100. So 100 was the floor price. Next is, what is a price band in a book building IPO? This again I have discussed it with you, but one thing to be make it clear here, that in case of book building process, the prospectus may contain either the floor price or the price band within which the investors can bid. Let's again understand this. What is a price band? In case of book building process, the prospectus may contain either the floor price or the price band within which the investors can bid. The difference between the floor price and the upper limit of the price band should not be more than 20%, which means that if the floor price, for example, if the floor price is rupees 100, the price band, that is the upper limit of the price band is also called the upper limit in between the wicket. The price band will be from 100 till 120, means one can bid between this price band. Again I am taking the example that price band should not be more than 20%, which means if the floor price is rupees 100, the price band will be from 100 till 120. That is, if you do 120%, it will be 120. So the price band will be from 100 to 120. The investors in the book building process will have to bid in between 100 to rupees 120 because it cannot exceed 20%. The price band can be revised, and such revision will be informed to the stock exchanges and on the relevant websites also and terminals also. In this case, the bidding period shall be extended for a further period of 3 days. I hope this price band is clear to all. That price band is the price in between one can bid. Like if the floor price is 100, so price band cannot exceed 120% of the floor price, which means that one can bid. If I take example of rupees 100, so one cannot bid above 120. The price band will be from 100 to 120 rupees. So now who decides the price band? It may be understood that regulatory mechanism does not play any role in setting up the price. So, as we discussed earlier also, that who decide the price? The merchant banker. The meaning of merchant banker was clear in the earlier video. The merchant banker in consultation with the company decides the price of the issue. Now, what is minimum number of days for which a bid should remain open during book building? As in the what is book building process, that is clear. So, for how many days one investor can bid? Is it for so many days? No, there is a limit. If you want to issue shares through the book building process, so through book building process, the book should remain open for a minimum of 3 days. That means for 3 days investors can bid for the issue. Can open outcry system be used for book building? No. As per SEBI, only electronically linked transparent facility is allowed to be used in case of the book building process. Can the individual investors use book building facility to make an application? Yes, of course. Let's move to the important topic here, that is ASBA. What is ASBA? ASBA means application supported by blocked amount. This is the full form of ASBA, application supported by the blocked amount. So what is an ASBA? And let's understand this in simple wording. Application. Those investors who want to invest have to submit their ASBA form only through the designated bank branches known as self-certified syndicated bank. Known as self-certified syndicated banks. The investors who want to invest, who want to apply in the public issue or in the right issue by using their bank account, they have to submit the ASBA forms through the self-certified syndicated banks. The investors have to fill these detail like name, PAN card, demat number, bid quantity, that means how many shares they want to acquire, bid price, like at what rate they want to purchase shares. Supposingly one investor says that he wants to purchase 100 share but at the rate rupees 105. So the bid quantity, that how many shares one wants to purchase, the bid price, and also the other details to be mentioned in this ASBA form. So the application amount will be blocked. So the application amount will be blocked in his account. That is, supposingly, if he has applied for 10,000 share, the amount will remain in his account, but it will be blocked. The amount for 10,000 shares to be applied will be blocked in his account, but it will remain in his account, in his bank account. That is, he will not be able to withdraw that amount for 10,000 shares, for purchasing of those 10,000 shares, because the bank will automatically block that amount. Now, if the investor is allotted share, supposingly the investor is allotted share by the company, that means his bid was selected. That means his bid was selected and he was allotted the shares. So the amount for those 10,000 shares will be deducted or debited from his account to the company's bank account. And supposingly if he is not allotted shares, that means his bid was rejected. So in that case, the amount which was earlier blocked by his account, that will be unblocked in his account and he will be able to use it. So I hope the meaning of ASBA is clear to all, and from the 1st January 2016, it has been made mandatory that all the public issues are subscribed only through the ASBA procedure. That means everybody, every investor who wants to apply for the public issue has to go through the ASBA procedure. That means the amount for the application for applying the shares will be blocked in his self certified syndicated banks till he is allotted the share by the company. And if he is not allotted the shares by the company, then his amount will be unblocked and he is free to use the same amount as he already do. How long does it take to get the shares listed after the issue? It takes 6 working days after the closure of the book build issue. And what is the role of a registrar to an issue? Who is a registrar? Registrar is a person who finalizes the list of eligible allottees after deleting the invalid application. Like the registrar finalizes the list of eligible allottees after deleting the invalid applications, and he also ensures that those who have been allotted shares, the shares get credit to their demat account, and those to whom shares are not allotted, they get the refund. The registrar ensures that the person who has been allotted share, the shares get credited to his demat account, and those persons to whom shares are not allotted, they get the refund. The lead manager, that is we have studied about the merchant banker, is known as the lead manager. The lead manager coordinates with the registrar to ensure that follow up that flow of applications from collecting banks, branches, processing of those applications and other matters till the basis of allotment is finalized. Dispatch security certificates and refund orders completed and securities listed. This is the role of a lead manager, which is also known as a merchant banker, as we have studied earlier. So this is it for today. Thank you.